I get this question more than almost any other. Mark, I'm 58 years old. I've got 1.6 million saved up. Can I retire right now and spend $10,000 a month? On the surface, $1.6 million feels like a lot of money, and for many families it is. But here's what most people don't realize. Retirement isn't just about the size of your account. It's about how you turn that savings into income, how taxes and healthcare affect it, how long you need it to last, and whether your lifestyle matches that plan. The truth is, I've seen two families with the exact same $1.6 million. One retired confidently, enjoyed their life that they wanted, happy every time I talked to them. The other ran into trouble within 10 to 15 years, not because of how much they had, but how it was being managed. So the real question isn't just, do I have enough? The real question is, do I have enough to turn that into a paycheck that's going to last? Hi, I'm Mark Wisniewski, the president of Southern Incomes. In this video, we're going to break down the exact scenario, retiring at 58 with $1.6 million, aiming for that goal of $10,000 a month. I'll show you what the math says, what the pitfalls are you need to plan for, and the strategies that make it all possible. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more retirement insights. And if you'd like to stress test your own plan against these numbers, book a time with me using the link in the description. Part 1, the raw math. Let's start with the simple math. You're 58. You want $10,000 a month, which equates to $120,000 over the course of the year. And you have $1.6 million saved. And if we divide that $1.6 million by that $120,000, that's going to give us, about 13 years of income. That's only going to get you to age 71. But retirement isn't like draining a checking account. Your money will still, hopefully, be invested and growing. The question is, can $1.6 million reasonably generate $120,000 for 30 years or more? Here's where the 4% rule comes into play. That's a guideline that says that you can withdraw about 4% of your portfolio each year and expect it to last 30 years. Now, 4% of $1.6 million is going to give you just around $64,000 a year, or probably $5,300 a month. So that's only half of that $10,000 goal that you're aiming for. Does that mean it's impossible? Not necessarily. It just means we need to look a little deeper, because your lifestyle, tax situation, and income sources can shift the answer dramatically. Part 2, the tax picture. One of the biggest mistakes I see when people are running their retirement numbers is ignoring taxes. They say, yeah, I'm going to be taxed, but they don't account for it. If you're going to make the most of $1.6 million and you have a pre-taxed account like a 401k or an IRA, every dollar is going to be taxed as ordinary income when you take it out. So if you want that $120,000 a year in spending money, you may need to withdraw closer to $140,000, even $150,000 to cover the federal and possibly state taxes. That's going to accelerate quickly on how fast your nest egg shrinks. On the other hand, if part of your portfolio is in Roth accounts or taxable brokerage accounts, your tax burden may be much lighter. For example, withdrawals from Roth IRAs are tax-free. Long-term capital gains in your brokerage accounts are taxed at a lower rate than ordinary income. That's why I always tell people, it's not just how much you have saved, it's about how you saved it. The tax wrapper matters. Part 3, healthcare costs before 65. At 58, you're not eligible for Medicare yet, so that's 7 years you're going to need to cover with some kind of private insurance. That's not going to be cheap. For many couples, premiums plus out-of-pocket expenses can run $12,000 to easily $20,000 a year or even more. That's on top of that $10,000 per month lifestyle that you want. So, if your spending target is $120,000 a year, with healthcare, you might actually need closer to $135,000 or even more from your portfolio, at least for those first couple of years. This is one of the biggest hurdles to retiring before 65. If you don't plan for it, healthcare alone can derail all the numbers. Part 4, sequence of returns risk. Another risk that doesn't get enough attention is sequence of returns risk. What is that? Well, if you retire at 58 and the market drops in your first few years while you're withdrawing that $10,000 a month from your portfolio may never fully recover. I'll give you a real example. Retiree A has that $1.6 million and retires into a strong market. Their portfolio grows even as they withdraw. Retiree B has the exact same savings, but retires into a downturn. After just, even 10 years of withdrawing during losses, they're down to about half of their original balance. Same withdrawal rate, same savings, but different sequence of returns. That's why I often recommend the bucket strategy. Keep a few years of expenses in safer assets like cash or bonds so you're not forced to sell stocks during a downturn. Part 5, Social Security as a game changer. At 58, you're too young to start claiming Social Security. The earliest is 62, but that comes with a reduced benefit. The full retirement age is 67, and delaying until 70 gives you even larger checks. But here's the good news. Once Social Security kicks in, it reduces how much you're going to need to withdraw from your savings. So let's look at an example. Let's say at 67 you receive $3,500 a month, and your spouse receives $2,000 per month. So that's going to be $5,500 a month guaranteed. Now, instead of needing that $10,000 per month from your portfolio, you only need $4,500 per month. That's a huge difference. It means your $1.6 million doesn't need to cover that full $120,000 forever. It just needs to bridge that gap until the other income streams kick in. Part 6, a real-world case study. Let's imagine a couple, we'll call them John and Lisa, are both 58 with that $1.6 million saved, and they want $10,000 a month. Here's how we might structure their plan. From age 58 to 62, they're going to withdraw that $120,000 a year from their savings to cover their lifestyle and, of course, their health care. This is their gap period. At age 62, Lisa starts Social Security at $2,500 a month. Now, they only need about $7,500 a month from their savings. And wait, at age 67, John starts his Social Security at $3,000 a month. Now, they only need $4,500 a month from their savings. And at age 70 and beyond, between Social Security and this careful withdrawal strategy, their portfolio still has a solid base, even accounting for healthcare inflation. The key here is that the heavy lifting happens in the early years, and the pressure eases as the guaranteed income streams start to come online. Part 7, is $1.6 million enough? So, can $1.6 million support $10,000 a month at age 58? The honest answer is maybe, but not without careful planning. Here are the factors that tip the scale. If you have Roth money, lower healthcare costs, and a balanced investment strategy, yes, it may work. If all your savings are in pre-tax accounts, your taxes are high, and you face market downturns early on, you may run into trouble. The difference comes down to the strategy, not just savings. Part 8, key strategies to stretch that $1.6 million. Here are strategies that I use with clients in this exact situation. 1. The bucket strategy. Divide assets into short-term, that's cash and bonds, medium-term, and long-term growth buckets. This helps you weather downturns without some kind of panic selling. 2. Roth conversions. Use the years before Social Security to move money into Roth accounts at a lower tax rate. This gives you more tax-free income later on. 3. Spending guardrails. Instead of taking a rigid $120,000 every single year, adjust it slightly based on the markets. Spend a little less when times are tough and spend a little more when times are good. This flexibility can extend your money dramatically. Part 9. The emotional side. We've talked a lot about numbers, but there's also the human side. Retiring at 58 is exciting, but it also comes with a major life change. Many people struggle with identity and their purpose when they leave work. Others underestimate how much free time they're going to have and how much spending increases when every day is a Saturday. So before you pull the plug, ask yourself, how will I spend my days? What will give me my purpose? Am I and my spouse really on the same page? These questions matter just as much as the financial math. Part 10. Final stress tests. When I work with clients in this position, we run multiple scenarios. What if markets drop 20% in year 1? What if you live to 95? What if healthcare costs double faster than inflation? By stress testing, you can see whether $1.6 million supports $10,000 a month across different futures, not just an average one that you find in a report or somewhere online. That's the difference between retiring with confidence and retiring with worry. So if you're 58 with $1.6 million and you want $10,000 a month, here's the bottom line. It's possible, but not automatic. You need a clear withdrawal strategy, a tax plan, a safety net for healthcare, and those market downturns. The real difference is not some number that you see on a statement, it's the plan that's behind it. If you'd like help running these numbers for yourself, book a call with me using the link in the description. Let's build a retirement income plan that gives you clarity and confidence no matter when you decide to retire.